Welcome everyone. Hype, hype, hype. Whoop, whoop.
Hello.
I'm
Hello.
Whoop,
waiting
whoop.
if you can't see it.
Yeah, final refrain. We're
Yeah,
back.
we're back. We're back with Alliance this time. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so glad all of you could make it. Um, this is the moment where you will find out if you're participating, who your opponent is going to be, what you can win, when you'll be playing, like everything you need to know. This is where it's happening. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is super, super exciting. Very glad to be back with you all here. Riku not able to make it to this kickoff stream, but again, this is honestly like you, Tom, have done so much to make this happen. I
Yes.
think it's been incredible. So I'm just excited to be along for the ride for this one. But I'm very excited for this tournament. This is going to be crazy. Getting to see these decks, these players, it's going to be a blast. And as we saw last time, these random matchups can be brutal.
I think
So
random
can't wait to
matchups
see.
here are like maybe even worse. Like Archon, you match up with something, you might be like, oh no, but here you'd be like, okay, I might as well just back up, maybe. Yeah, you didn't miss anything, Cat Marrow. Thanks for joining. So we got Aaron, we
Mhm.
got me, we got Morgan here. Morgan,
Hello.
hello, hello.
Hello.
So there's a lot of moving parts in this stream, and for instance, audio, visuals. Bear with us if something goes wrong, but we'll try to make it the best experience possible. So, what are we doing in this stream? Um, we will go over Alliance, the basics, and the tournament. Obviously, we'll talk about the players. We'll talk about the pricing, and boy, um, Aaron knows, I know,
Yeah, this is
and
so
I don't.
exciting.
This will be the first time
you
I
do
see
not.
it.
It's a
it
very
Should
well
we have
kept
Morgan
secret.
guess?
I've been trying to nudge Jude, like Tom, to just be like,
and
here, let me know, let me know.
and someone else in the stream also knows because she helped worked on the visual, so I had to tell. So Sydney also, thanks so much for helping out with the player profiles.
Mhm.
I wouldn't have been able to do everything before. Joni, welcome to the stream, the Dragon Girl. Um, so there's like three or four
Shh.
people that know, but
We haven't listed the decks yet.
no one. Oh, that's just her nickname. It's a Dragon Girl, so
Okay.
it's well known.
Okay.
So maybe she's not bringing it, but I'd be
That's true.
surprised. Good, also welcome. Matilli5, welcome. So yeah, again, Sydney, thank you so much for helping out. I wouldn't have been able to do
Yeah,
it
for sure. It's
without you.
so much work.
So we'll then go into the pricing. We'll do the live draw and previews of the matches, which will be constructed like live because it's not rigged for sure. You
Mhm.
can see it happening as we go. So, um,
If it is rigged, it'll still be rigged against Riku, so don't worry
yeah,
about
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly,
He's
exactly.
not even in this, but
Well,
we'll
we'll
still
pull some
rig it against him.
strings.
What is this tournament? It's the final refrain, like the Archon tournament. It's single elimination, best of three. Each round will be 1 week. The current restricted list is in effect, which we've only seen in tournament form once, with
Yep.
10 players. We'll have 32 players of all of the best players in Alliance, more or less, more or less. There was some feedback last time about the transparency, who got invited. So I think in one of the streams we did elaborate on that. So it's Vault Warriors, World Champions, top 8 worlds, and then top 8 of Open, the national champs, and then some honorary invites. And that's pretty much how we got to the to the 32 players.
Yep.
Like Archon, we will try to stream all matches. It's very tough week one. We will do our best. So there is a chance that we might miss maybe 1 or 2 games or maybe more, but we're really going to try to do that. And as we're doing that, we'll also try to capture the game logs because we can get a lot of insightful stats from Snoopy's tool and from
Mhm.
Zenzix's tool. So that's pretty much the goal here. Am I missing anything, Aaron?
No, I mean that's most of the main stuff. Again, just on the streaming side, this is a busy season with summer coming up. Everyone's kind of got a lot of
Yeah.
different plans and everything going on. There's the fall tours have started. So like again, we are going to try to do the best we can, but we'll
Yeah,
see how it goes,
especially
especially
with
with this
some
first
time
team.
zones, and people like to prepare, so it gets pushed to the
Yeah.
weekend, and then everything happens at the same time. So,
But I am
as
very excited about the stats because I think in Alliance, those are going to
oh
tell it
yeah,
even more of a
oh
story
yeah,
than they did
Oh
in
yeah.
Archon. So I'm
oh
very
yeah,
excited for that.
yeah.
How many cheat sheets happened?
Yeah. So another couple few people joined. Salty Guitar. I haven't seen you in the chat before. So Easy Galena also there. Unlucky that you're not able to join. Yeah, Easy Galena was the first backup player, and maybe somewhere what we've realized that week one has 16 matches, then 8, then 4, then 2, then 1. It kind of like the volume of matches goes down. So there might be some sort of challenger match with some stakes. Haven't worked out exactly how we're going to do that. Um, but yeah, I've been communicating with Easy Galena on some opportunities for him because he's also a very skilled alliance player. Right. So that's the basics. Then the 32 players that we're talking about. Um, you've seen them in the Discord. So this is the list of 32. You just go from top to bottom. The names, they're like everyone recognizes them. Some of the Asian candidates maybe not as much recognized, but Veroctor and Ekel in the NKFL, Veroctor
Mhm.
maybe gave me an ass whooping, maybe not, maybe I lost 2-1, but um, yeah.
That was a
So,
reluctant ad for this tournament.
so yeah, so everyone earned their spot in this tournament. Some of them are double qualifiers, let's say Archon and Alliance both. Um, And even we have, well, I won't say a royalty, but the first Alliance winner
Yep.
in this format with this restricted list, even in the chat. So, Catmaro, congratulations on
Hmm.
winning Alliance and Sealed, if I'm not mistaken, which is
Yes.
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
she won
Very
both.
impressive weekend.
congrats, congrats. So, where do these players hail from? I put them in a map. You'll see North America is well represented in South America. You got Europe, you got Asia. As we go along, every recap stream we'll do, if we do them, I think we will. I want to try. We'll be brutal and we'll just delete the pictures of the people that are out of the
Yeah.
tournament, and we'll see how this distribution maybe changes or not. Um, Obviously, some people are part of a team as well, and we'll see that Team Repout is very well represented. And I think that makes sense because I think as a team, they probably invest the most time in Alliance.
Yeah, lots of alliance proponents on that team. Lots of people who have
Yeah,
been
exactly.
just since day one, really kind of championing this, being the ones playing it at most of the vault tours and stuff. Like, there's a lot of other players who are doing it, but as a team, they have really latched onto this format.
Yeah. Welcome to Team NL, Dr. Sheep. So from top to bottom and left to right, we've got Team Repout, we've got Ancient Bear Republic, and we've got Alliance Corner. We've got Alliance Alliance Française Keyforge, the Netherforge Lions. We've got Team Housekeeping. Moving on to Sloppy Lab Work, Team Future Side, Team Omni, Team Hidden 61, Team Sforgiati, the Screaming Boys, Team Bearforge, and 9 people that if it was transfer season, you should definitely try to get your Association Française de Keyforge almost. So, but if it was transfer
Pretty sure
season,
it's alliance, not
now
association.
it's Alliance, right? It's Alliance
Alliance
because
France
it's Alliance.
Keyforge.
They're
There.
all that now. NEA is now just alliance.
Yeah. And the top right, you got 9 players that you should grab and put in your team right away because, hey, they're here for a reason. So something that I was initially very excited about, but then something happened and I got even
It's
more
incredible.
excited. Yeah. So Morgan, you still don't know, right?
I don't know. You kept teasing me about this. I want to know.
I
What's your guess here? I want to
Um,
hear.
I think there's a boat. No,
a boat.
someone's winning a whole boat.
A
All right,
boat.
let's lower expectations a little bit.
And
There's
9
no
million
yachts being
yacht.
given
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
No yachts. No.
yeah.
Okay,
It's
so
hard to tell with just rectangles, though.
I think I can help you out a little bit. Oh, oh.
Bananas.
um, the next button I press will reveal um, what it will, a ticket to world, someone guesses. So the next button I press will reveal what it is. And I'm gonna pause a little bit and then I'm gonna explain more. Um, so here we go. Okay.
I may have an idea, but I don't
I think
speak.
place 4 and 2 are obvious. Then there's a playmat. And then there's this.
Oh,
So it's the Final Refrain Airlines. It's a single ticket Destination GG Alliance event. And this means that whoever wins gets a kind of travel reimbursement for your flight. So you don't get a Worlds invite, but you get to go there with your flight reimbursed by a very generous anonymous donor, which to
oh my
me,
goodness.
Yeah,
that's like insane.
that's
We
huge.
will put some sort of like it's not going to go above like business class 2K whatever, right? But within reason, the flight will be reimbursed to the winner. And
Oh, that's so cool.
I was blown away, honestly.
Yeah,
So this person knows who they are. We get this for Archon as well. No, sorry, no retroactive for Archon. But Harm, you'll
we
just
had the
win.
wrong person doing
You
the
you
smoozing for the
you'll just
Archon
win
one.
this one, right? Because I'm always enabling Harm to win awesome stuff. So this one's probably no different. So yeah,
That's so generous.
it's very generous.
Yeah,
And I said, maybe you want to reconsider this, and I'll text you back tomorrow. And if you still feel the same, then let's go with like now, not changing my mind. We're gonna go for it. So like, okay, well, uh, super awesome, super awesome. So um, I was kind of shaking when I heard it, but so
yeah.
if you win, you will be in direct contact with this person. You can thank that person and you will be able to fly or by train or by boat, still be boat ticket, um,
Ferry ride.
if you want, across the canal or across the Atlantic for like hours and hours and hours. I don't know why you want to do that, but yeah, um, that's surprising for the main tournament. So
Yeah,
fourth place will get a sealed Amber Skies deck. Second place will get a display. First place gets the, let's say, travel flight reimbursement and a playmat that will, if everyone agrees or the design is that it might be all signed by all players or something like that, um, that will be still to be determined. Then we still have the pricing for the predictions. There, I did not have time to prepare like a teaser picture, but so I just get right into
come on,
it. But still, see, I even made a spelling mistake, so just disregard that.
Mungs.
Still,
Amongst.
amongst, yeah, holy moly, superb price indeed. It's insane.
Yeah, yeah. I
Uh,
think like we could just stop on that for a minute. Like
yeah,
again, I don't even know who this donor is. This is
I
like
don't either.
just Tom. I think basically knows. Riku maybe does too, but like incredibly generous. And these people, whoever did this, knows that this tournament includes international people. I don't even know if it's a US
yeah,
based person or not,
yeah, yeah,
but they
yeah,
know this
yeah,
could be
yeah. It could be.
expensive.
It
And this
could
is
be.
just, we want this to be a super special prize. And it is
Yeah.
incredibly special. So
Yeah,
huge thanks to that
yeah.
person.
Yeah, indeed. And yeah, crazy. So there is one donor that did the big prize. There's some other people chipping in for the smaller prizes. If
And are
they
these
want,
decks all Vietnamese?
maybe.
Harder to read, but guaranteed to be good.
So
So
if they're
Yeah.
Vietnamese, it's even better. So if you win the prediction game, you win a display, which also is a
that's pretty
very
big.
good prize. Just
Yeah.
for clicking a couple buttons, like 20 times clicking a button, you might win. Right? If you get second place, you win a sealed Ember Skies deck. If you didn't win anything, but you still participated and Not sure how we're going to do this. Like for every vote you cast it, you get like a raffle ticket and you increase your odds of winning this. But amongst everyone that participated, um, we'll be able to give away 5 times VM 2025 decks. And we know the potential of this, so we're not gatekeeping this from
Spicy.
anyone, right? It's not. We are opening it up to the public again. So yeah, even if you don't win the prediction game, you still get a chance to win VM 2025. So the prices have really stepped up, and again, we can only do this because of donors. It's not to say that next time we'll do a TFR, it might be completely different prices
Yeah.
because we're not going to pay out of our own pockets every time. Maybe we'll have to charge some entrance fee, maybe later. It's all to be figured out to keep it sustainable. But for now, really
Yeah.
hyped.
So hyped.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
it's incredible. Yeah. So maybe now that you thought, okay, my live draw might be a little bit anxious of what's my opponent going to be, but now when you know the stakes,
Now it's way more stressful.
The dreaded wheel. Yeah. But we didn't say if the reap out player wins, they get the full cash value in bananas. So their entire prize just gets swapped out for bananas because obviously that's all they would like. So
maybe I was
uh-oh.
muted. Ha, sorry, I was muted.
Oh
Thank you for catching.
no!
See? So yeah,
We're all
what
professionals here.
Yes.
you guys weren't muted. I was. So we're missing the banana joke. Yeah, yeah. So thank you for alerting me on that. You should be able to hear me now. Um,
Yeah. You missed so many banana jokes, chat.
so many banana jokes. So many
Really the
banana
best banana
jokes.
joke ever told.
Yeah,
We'll never
indeed.
we can't say it again. So
Yeah, because it
it's
doesn't
just
have the
gone.
same hilarity to it.
Yeah.
Indeed. So now becomes the technical, challenging part, but the most exciting part. So as we're spinning the wheel, I'm going to try to put up the player profiles and the match comparisons. So if something goes a little bit wrong or takes a bit more time, bear with us, but it's going to be well worth it. So when I press this little button I have over here, you see my mouse, right? We've got 1, 2,
Mhm.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got all players in here. Um, shall I just spin the first one? Yeah, I'm just gonna do it.
Let's
Yeah, let's go for it. We're ready to get
Oh,
these underway.
oh boy.
the suspense.
Ooh.
Oh, well, she's in the stream. It's X
Mhm.
Joni X. Your opponent will be. Who's it gonna be? Top seed, top seed. Let's
Yeah,
go.
basically.
It's
Ooh, is that
Snack.
snack?
Snack.
Snack. So I'm gonna transition now to the screen. Hopefully you can all still see it. Um, and yeah, tell me
Oh
something
man,
about these
this is
players.
already. Well, Joni, going to be one of our Canadian players here, having a really awesome breakout year last year, doing lots of stuff for the Canadian National Sealed runner-up, Nationals top 8, and then World Alliance top 8 all last. I guess Canadian Nationals was in 2019. So Joni's been playing for a while, but really kicking it up in the Alliance here just in the last year. Um, yeah, and then we've got Sneck on the right side, one of our US players, Open Alliance runner up this past year, Baltimore VT Alliance top 4, and then 2024 Las Vegas Alliance top 8.
Also kind
And
of had a breakout year as well.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
so I mean, we have to be careful. We're probably going to end up saying that with a lot of these people because Alliance has not been around for very long, right? So there are going to be people who had like Archon wins going back to Vault Tours in 2019, but Alliance is recent. So I have to check myself too. That's not on you. That's something I'm going to have to watch. But yeah, both. I mean, all going to be talented Alliance
Yeah.
players here. Excited to see. I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup already. Looking at the decks
I
here,
I
so.
have the decks ready. So let's see if this works and if we can still hear everyone. So I got so what I did is I analyzed the decks for like 1 or 2 minutes maybe, not too much, um, and then got some of the key cards, put them in here, and the Dragon Girl, Joni X, uh, actually brought a Drake Alliance. So
Mhm.
it's Drake Alliance versus Snack, who brings the well. You tell me. There's a kind of echo. Oh no.
Is that just on judo? Or is that for all of us?
Um, yeah, it was just me. I think I fixed it
Okay,
now. Robotic voice, maybe.
we'll let them tell
Is
us.
it is it
Yeah, but
is
so
still there? Just judo, just judo. I think I fixed it. I fixed
it's
it.
better. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
fixed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so the double Amber Drake deck here, looking at red and yellow. One of the notable things, and I think there's going to be a lot of iterations of how these Amber Drake decks work as we just do more alliances with Amber Skies. This one does not have like the final refrain play, which is one of those ones where you can get them all out from your discard. But it's doing some other stuff, especially the Titan Sentry Empyrean Charge just gives you that other angle of dealing with a lot of what some of these Alliance decks can be doing. This suite is also just going to be destroying its own stuff so much. Like it's just made for killing Amber Drakes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah. What's the deck on the right, guys? Do we have any any
Maybe a
answers?
little well-known United Action combo deck.
Maybe. Yeah.
May have won 2 events last year.
Yeah, snack on the DT. Yeah, and I gave the decks a name. Some of them, I gave the people the opportunity to name their own deck, and some I named. So the deck on the left is Twilight Meon, the Instructor of Wealth, and the one on the right is the Leaping Frog. So those are the deck names as they will be
you
known
don't
during the.
even have the Key Frog on the card list here.
Yeah.
Whoops.
I think we can allow it. It's okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Um,
Yeah. So for anyone who hasn't seen this DT deck in action, it is one of the few decks that can possibly rule of 6 every card in the deck and might have the chance of doing that starting turn 1.
It can
Like
turn 1, turn 2, win.
it's very difficult for it
It
to have all the
can,
right
it
cards for
can,
that.
it can pull off,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's really about how fast can the drakes fire before the combo pieces are found, right? And the stats you see in the middle, I didn't go for the classic arc stats because they're not relevant in Alliance. SAS is just there for fun, but disruption, efficiency, recursion, and key cheats. So there's three key cheats in both decks. A heck of a lot of
I think that could be
recursion and
common.
efficiency.
Yep.
Um, and if you don't know how insane some of those stats are, pick your best deck, look at those stats and compare. Um,
39 efficiency.
39
Yeah.
efficiency is insane for real. So yeah, that's our matchup number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exciting stuff. There's Skippy the Glorious, but no way to destroy artifacts now. Oh, Judo, you're muted again.
So, as I was saying, what's
We'll
go
get there.
what's going on? What did I do? Oh, I think I
Is there a
know.
keyboard
I
binding
know.
that you're hitting?
One more time, you'll get the robotic voice, and then I'll delete that audio input, and then we'll be golden. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. But I don't think anyone's happy to see this matchup. Um, but yeah, let's see. let's move on. So
I mean, there's there's a lot of matchups like that
There are very scary
in
matchups.
Alliance, especially.
yeah, indeed. Ellie
Ellie
Mac.
Mac.
Ellie Mac. Ellie Mac. French. Our French player.
Mm-hmm.
And opponent is going to be. Dun, 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 dun. Oh,
Random Joe.
Random
Random
Joe.
Joe. And boom. Take it away.
Yeah, so Ellie Mack, French player, very very good player. It's not noted here, but she also did top 8 Worlds Alliance as well. So very very skilled, very talented player. Um, Commonly plays the Bryo Calculus from what I've seen. So the Isfet builds them. So
Yeah. Isfet built my alliance, but it doesn't get any credit. He copied Harm's alliance. Indeed. Any words on Random Joe?
yeah, so Joe is a American player here as well. Ran a very very interesting Coda deck actually, and won Vegas with it this past year. Um, and maybe we'll see that here today, but also returning player from a while ago as well.
Yeah.
And I have this ready. And I think I fixed my robotic voice now. But who knows?
We'll let them tell us.
Chat, keep me honest here.
Let me put these up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ellie Mac indeed going for the Bryo
Bryo
Kaup
Kaup.
robot voice fixed. Thank you, cats and dogs. And the Bryo Kaup is just so annoying to play against. Like,
Yeah.
I have a feeling this might not be the last one. And you see that the name is the copycat for the deck. So
Yeah. I do want to like mention here, look at the disruption stats here. we
yeah,
have 14 disruption on the side of Eliac, and then 31
31.
on
31's a lot.
Joe's.
Look at the quad control the weak double scrambler storm, and there's so much more in there. But I didn't want to put everything. But it's called oppression. Yeah.
So
Oof.
what's really interesting
The
about
shark.
there's two really interesting things in this matchup. One
Yeah.
is that Ellie Mac's deck didn't really get hit by any of the changes to the ban list, right? Even though this
No.
being kind of a more popular alliance sort of setup, right? Of the Bryo Kaup, the Winds of Death, with a lot of different things in there, like people did it with different stuff. But that in general was a very popular and very strong alliance in
Yeah.
Worlds last year. Random Joe's deck does not have the library access, which is like also one of those cards that got taken off of the list. So in a lot of these coded decks, that's one of the things I was expecting to see. But this one looks like that Logos is doing a lot more tech stuff and including like the scrambler storms and things rather than going for that kind of single turn
Yeah.
OTK. It's very much leaning into what we see on there is the disruption score of 31. It is just fully in that, but also bringing in like that shark. We got a Skippy Time Hog in there as well. So just lots of ways to try and slow down your opponent or have answers to things like a Bryo without relying on your actions. So this should be a really interesting matchup.
Yeah, I think the shark might be a key card here, indeed, because it can just take out the Bryos and then proceed to go like Scrambler Storm, something, and then you need to find that shark, I think here. And again, I might have missed maybe a card in these deck lists because I had to analyze 32 of them. I didn't want to overanalyze and give players an edge that might not do that. But yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, those life wards too are going to be really critical because
yeah.
even the cow, even if you get rid of the Bryos with the shark,
Yeah.
Being
those
able
the Star Alliance is going to be able to bring them back. But
Yeah.
if you have that life ward popped, then you buy yourself another turn too. So that'll be a very interesting matchup.
And the deck lists, by the way, will be shared in the Discord.
Yeah.
But we thought about maybe making some chat exclamation mark things, but then if we get the
That's a lot of work.
names, it's a lot of work. And then if someone figures out like, hey, if I do exclamation mark harm, the harm that's list pops up, and then you lose the surprise of we know how smart you guys are, you know. So yeah.
Ooh,
On
interesting. Camarero thinks both of those decks were ones that were favored to win the whole tournament. So those getting faced round one is again
oh
where this wheel gets so brutal.
wow.
Ekil.
Akil.
A
Akil.
kill.
Akil. I think I got everything alphabetically, so that helps out with replacing Ellie Mac's picture. All right. And versus Akil versus
Ooh.
Vargas?
Vargas. Yeah. Okay, let's move on to those. There. There it is.
All right. So with Echo, we see, like we said kind of earlier, one of the Asian players coming into the alliance. Looks like this is an Archon championship, but I think, let's see. I don't know,
It
Judo.
should, yeah, it should have been Alliance, I think. And
Okay.
and now I get to be really mean and point a finger. No, no, no. I should have checked everything. But it's a Alliance champion. And then some players filled out forms with their own achievements, so I can see how this can slip through.
Yeah.
But it's Alliance champion. Um,
The
yeah,
Alliance champion. And I mean, Riku was saying a lot of the Asian Keyforge players are not as big on Alliance, but I think this is a very strong contender. It's going to be really cool to see what they can do. You can kind of guess what their deck might be based off of the quote there. I have both this deck and a Teevil Twin. So that's fun. And then we've got Vargas. So one of our Reap Out team
yeah.
players, the Sealed World world champion from this last season, but also all kinds of accolades there.
All kinds of
Oh yeah.
accolades, like a very well-rounded player. And the quote is interesting. So once you win a sealed event or Worlds GG, GG makes you shave your head. Ask harmed. So so don't win a sealed event at KFC because you're gonna be shaving your head. Unless that's something you're looking forward to. Can confirm GG makes you shave your head if you win sealed during Worlds. Yeah. So these players brought um, the theorist that only works with conjectures on the left, and the bard's blade that clips wings on the right.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we have on Ekil's side, it looks like I took a quick look at this list too as well. Just a heavy like tempo list, mainly playing on the Archivist as well as the Theory Conjectures, the Edai. You have like stuff like Val Jericho to kind of help house cheat a bit. Has the Key Frog as the key cheat. But then you look at the other side, and then you see 3 copies of Clipped Wings, and then you see 3
Yeah.
Oh
Amber
no.
Drakes. And yeah,
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
lot you don't want to see on the other side, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Also
indeed,
just 39 expected Amber. Just
Yes. Yeah,
cash.
very fast deck. You know, you also have like corner the market as a potential piece to lock down for a turn.
Oh,
But yeah,
yeah. So three drakes in there, and Joni has a deck with the third drake hasn't arrived yet. I have a deck with 2 drakes in one house, and I think it's the the only one. So I would have loved to see drake decks do well, and unfortunately, I think for Ekil this matchup might be very tough to win with
could be a
those
tough
clipped
one.
wings in
yeah,
the corner. Wow, we'll see, but cool to see already 2 Drake alliances
Yeah.
in
Well, and
here.
this is our
100%.
second DT deck we've seen,
And the
right?
second DT deck,
Yeah,
yes, yes. So
Which is
that's that.
already 2 more than we had in all of Archon. So
and also Akil did not expect anyone else to bring a DT deck. I think if you were in the US, you probably would have expected someone to bring it, but yeah, yeah, 2 in one house is bananas. Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
offered to
Notable.
sell it, but no one would want it, so now I'm using it.
Oh, I'm sorry. That must be so hard for
That's
you.
so hard for me to use that. Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can start spinning. Notable thing about Vargas deck is it is 3 Amber Drakes, but 2 of them are the same color. So
That's
it's
true. 2
not gonna
blue
do,
ones. Yes, you're right.
yeah.
2 blue, correct?
Which is still very good, but
And we have
oh,
oh,
ooh,
Rentalon.
a rent along.
just snuck past Dave.
just snuck past Dave. And versus who is it going to be?
Sydney.
Sydney
Rentalong versus
SC
Sydney.
Steel. All right, boys, take it away, boys and girls.
I'll let you let off, Aaron.
Rentalong, we've got Italian National Alliance champion from 2024. Very strong competitor. Was playing, I think was he at Worlds last year? I'm trying to remember.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, he was in town.
I think I played against him in the TOC and just got annihilated.
Yeah.
But Italian community, obviously super, super competitive over there. So winning Italian national anything is a huge achievement. Yeah, just
If I need to rate
playing.
a country on alliance strength, I think Italy is way up there for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's insane.
Yeah,
And
I've
who's
been
the
playing again since the beginning. Archon national champion in 2019. So this
Yeah.
is a veteran, very, very strong player.
Yeah. Versus
And then
who's
on the
that other
right, we have
person?
also a strong player, even if their picture is just adorable.
Oh yeah.
We've got SC Steel. So again, one of those massive proponents of Alliance. Several VT top fours, hasn't quite gotten that championship yet, but always talking about it on the podcast, Help from Future Self. Just a huge champion of this. Someone who is also going to be helping us a lot more with this round of the final refrain. As we already said, Sydney is just a staple of both the Keyforge community and Alliance as a format specifically. She's just always brewing, always testing with people. So very excited to see what
Very
she can do in
vocal,
this one.
brings the hype. Very glad to have her.
Yeah.
I think
An
Ashi
amazing
rightfully,
person, too.
yeah, amazing person indeed. I think Ashi mentions in chat that French dominated the 2023 Italian vault. Yeah, that was 3 out of 4 in the top 4. That's close. I think Alliance has evolved from then, and I think the French is also still up there. But you'll see, Rentalong has a very big quota collection, and you'll see how that's
There it
super
is.
relevant now.
Oh my gosh, it's so terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so this is one of possibly more like key abduction combo decks. Obviously, key abduction being one of the cards that was restricted this past year. It's now limited to 1 per copy, but you can see there's a few other inclusions that have made their way into the list now that key abduction has or some of them have been allowed to run free. So Battlefleet key abduction combo. We got double time traveler library access with scrambler storms too as well. Triple control to weak Restraguntus, and then lining into the OTK essentially with the multiple battle fleets in the key abduction.
Yeah.
Loaded with options and opportunity to just go at it.
It's an
Yeah.
insane
So-
quota list. Insane.
If you can win after the library access turn of this deck, then you deserve to win this entire tournament probably. Like just that you'll have nothing left. You won't have any house choices, and they will have their entire deck in their hand. And again, that's only if they don't win on the library access turn, which with the phase shifts and stuff, you might be able to, right?
Sydney, you've got your work cut out for you.
But Sydney's got a pretty cool list.
It's doable. It's doable. You just get the lockout sooner, right?
Yeah. So as Tom kind of spoiled, this is a lockout deck. You may ask, how does this lock out? I mean, there's a corner of the market, but the corner of the market's pipped into Dis.
Yeah.
Well, the Shard of Resurgence is also pipped into Dis, so it can keep returning that corner of the market every single turn. You have multiple in here somewhere, so start loading up the archives. Legacy and Furnace here, by the way, as Sydney's choice of restricted card.
If you'd like to see me getting trashed by that deck in Archon, you can watch me in Magic Duck stream from a while ago.
One. Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, this is a super, super cool list.
Yeah.
Although it's gonna come down to how fast can she get the lockout online. and
Mhm.
for a rent along, how fast can
Inferno's
we
gonna be
get the
needed, yeah.
combo going?
Inferno's going to
So,
be
I,
needed.
the
oh yeah,
Infernus could be relevant, right?
It
If you
could
need to
be. It
kind
could
of
be very
cycle through
well.
with the key or
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
battle fleets and stuff.
could be.
And
oh
there's no
yeah.
artifact control on Arent alongside, so
Hmm.
once that shard is down, it is going to be
Possibilities.
staying there. But yeah, I think you've got to get set up pretty fast if you're sitting here.
So
Otherwise, you're going
Yes.
to be in a lot of trouble.
I don't want to pat myself on the back, but a little bit. See how all the enhanced pips are also on the cards. You know how much work and effort that took. So you guys better appreciate it that they're there.
We do.
Uh, right. So, um, good luck to both of those
So,
players, and let's see what we got cooking now. Still, both Harmed and Donkey Forge, my fellow Dutch, are still in there.
they're probably going to be matched
Azabad.
against each
Odds
other.
are bad.
Azabad, I think it's from the UK, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And opponent will be. Dun, 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 dun. Did I jinx it?
You did jinx it.
Harmed. Okay. All
All
right.
right.
Let me move. And there we go. Take it away,
All
Aaron
right, so like we
or
said,
Morgan.
Adzabad coming from the UK there, World Open Alliance top 4. And again, that I think Alliance this year, Worlds Open or the like Worlds itself is a very tough field. So anyone getting far in that is doing well. So definitely a strong competitor there. And then we've got Harmed, who I mean hardly needs introduction, at least not on this stream anymore.
No.
Yeah, obviously a World Alliance top 8, Alliance runner up in Germany VT. Yeah, and then obviously our first Final Refrain Archon winner,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
yeah, gonna coming back to try and defend his title there, see if he can do a twofer, which would be very, very impressive.
That would be crazy. That'd be crazy. So, but he did get some of the magic voodoo from who's that? Which magic voodoo? Who's from Lord Judo in his
Some
court?
other Dutch player, I don't know.
So
Scrub.
yeah, let's see. I got both of the decks lined up here. So the deck is named "The Past is the Future" for Azabad and Carpe Diem for Harmed. Um,
Yeah.
who wants
Yeah,
to
so
say
this
something?
is
Yeah, Morgan, go ahead.
I can say something. Yeah, so this
Few
is
things.
a Grim Reminders mirror match, but very very different archetypes here. On the left, we got a Futures Past Winds of Death line,
Mhm.
which
Double Futures
may
Past is crazy.
double Futures Past, and then you see the Untamed, and then you see what's going on. Got triple Hunting Witch, King of Fant, and Witch Queen. So this is as you can
Pumping
probably tell
Amber.
by that, is a Witch Queen roll 6 list. And so
Which
just try to
Queen rule
dump
of
up.
6, but it
Yeah,
doesn't have the key cheat
it
for it
doesn't have
outside of
a
the
key.
Forging Alliance.
The key cheat is only in Star Alliance, so it's not
Yeah.
going to be cheating out keys. It's not doesn't have the Choda, but
But
just bursting out of control, trying to get as much amber. Hoping to try to get over the top on Harmed here, who is playing a Bryo Kaup list here.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he wanted to name it Mudkip, but I have no idea what kind of Pokemon that is. But Carpe Diem, that was that's solid.
You name it Mud Kaup. There we go.
Mudcalp.
Mudcalp. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
So
we got to keep up with the Pokemon theme too.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
started it last.
Last in Archon we had what was it named? The popular what I don't even know.
It was Purplerp.
Purple Lerp.
Purplerp.
So
Yeah.
it's so hard to say, and so we just
Yeah.
went with Piplup, and Gyarados.
Mudcalp it is.
With
It's
Gyarados
getting
or something.
hijacked. But anyway,
I like Mudcalp.
Yeah.
this is sometimes maybe maybe a couple times a week or maybe a lot I practice against Harmed for whatever format we're playing then, and this alliance just makes me cry. Like I
Hmm.
just sometimes I want to give up on the lines, honestly. Like it's just the Bryo
Yeah.
Kaup is so stupid. Like that should have been
Like,
on the list, honestly.
I can't believe Bryo made it past the
Yeah.
restricted list. Because I think it was like 4 or 5 decks out of the top 8 of Worlds were Bryo
Exactly,
Kaup
exactly.
lists.
And
So,
Harmed lost to Damat, the mirror match, and Damat proceeded to win the whole thing. So
Yeah.
and there's more. I think we've seen 2 Brio Kaup lists now. There
This is the
might be
second one. Yeah,
more.
Ellie Mac did
Yeah.
the
Second so
first
far,
one.
yeah.
So yeah. Well of
Yeah.
memory is
Well of memory is
not.
another one, yeah.
Yep.
It's by itself. It's
It's so
not
dumb.
that. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of dumb.
It's
You're right.
dumb.
It's dumb. It's dumb. Yeah.
It is.
So yeah,
It's such a good card.
that's a matchup we
Well,
got there.
yeah, so some quick interesting things about this matchup. We do have the Grim Reaper on Azabad's side, which
Okay.
is
Could be
a tech
relevant.
card against the
Yeah.
Brio. Is
Sure.
there a way to return the Brio from Purge in this one? I know there are some cards that can do that. I don't
No,
see that in this deck,
no,
though.
but the future is past with the Retro Technician leaves. Like that could be very challenging to time well, I guess.
Yeah. Gotta be careful on the future is past
Yeah.
usage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't
Yeah.
really. I mean, you really almost can't do that at like turn 1. Like
No,
normally, again, in
no,
a different matchup,
no.
if in a different matchup, if you're
Yeah.
Azabad,
If
you
you
can
could
do
turn
that turn
1,
1, right?
but
yeah.
But in
no.
this matchup, you just like
Yeah.
that whole line is
Yeah.
way tougher
It's
to
dangerous.
navigate. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, cool matchup. All right.
Interesting.
So Harmed is off the list and we keep on spinning. Spinning. What do we got? We got Mark Chung. Mark Chung. And opponent will be Is it Gorlami or Dave?
It's gonna be a reap-out player, I think.
Gorlami. Look at that. Boom.
All right. So Mark Chung, what is the? Oh, Hong Kong. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what that flag was. It's like I don't recognize that one. Hong Kong National Alliance champion from 2024. One of those players has been around for a really long time as well, I believe. I feel like I recognize this name, but you have to remember it is not Mark H. Mark H. also being in this tournament. So I had to call that one out. And then we've got Gorlami of Rebout fame. This is one of those people who has been doing so much in Alliance. Alliance champion in Dallas VT, which was a crazy win over I believe that was the Heart of the Forest deck, and Gorlami's deck doesn't actually have artifact control, and he still was actually able to win that. So pretty crazy, but Gorlami has always been very into the mass mutation alliances, and I think the restricted list helped that. So very interested to see how this will.
Who knows?
How this will go.
I've got them lined up and
denying Dave a Vault Tour win.
The bananas. It's bananas. Yeah. All banana all the time. Yeah. So it's a banana. You see, there's even a banana in his face, in his eye. I don't even know. Banana cake. But this is also
too much banana.
Yeah. So what we got here?
Yeah, so on the side of Mark Chung, not Mark H, we have a pretty nasty scholar spam list.
Yeah.
Brio Kaup. This is it's a Brio Kaup deck, but not in GR. Triple trainer scholar with Pax Soriana, most notably. I believe the list also has double Longosaur Lector too as well. So a lot of token generation available.
And recruit, which can do it recurribly. 2 Phalanx leaders. Like this Saurian is insane.
Yeah, the Saurian's insane. And then you combine that with multiple disruption options. Obviously, Befuddle and the Legionary Trainer are both on the restricted list, so can't run both of those options. But I think you have a pretty good replacement here with that. I think
I guess I'll just take Brio.
Reasonable enough. And then also there's a corner of the market too as well.
Yeah,
so there's plenty of...
double Equigi Outpost and the Sandhopper. So like you can get that Brio in off turn or the Kaup. Like this is a nasty like that Saurian alone can win so many matchups.
The name of the deck is the Scholar that can't be touched because of the Pax Soriana. I figured that'd be
But the trainer could be unfortunately on the side of Gorlami there is an Eaton's Jar, and Mark doesn't actually have any artifact control. So once the Eaton's comes down and hits that trainer, that's that's trainer done for. A huge control suite. I mean, you got triple Infernus here.
2 Fangtooths is also
double Fangtooth with the Frog to help kind of get some late game key cheating going as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you got a lot of just triple Infernus is going to be able to kind of wreck any discard pile, Mark of Dis as well to force
Yeah.
some choices, and then
Yeah.
an insane amount of efficiency too. Honestly, on both sides of the ball, we got
Yeah.
31
Oh,
versus
oh,
21.
I'm sorry.
So
Interesting.
Logos artifact there is autoencoder, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
again one of those ones that got taken off of the restricted list, or has that been off? I'm trying to
I think
remember. I
it's
think
off.
that's a new
it
one
was
off. That
off.
one
Yeah,
and Dark Amber Vault. No Dark Amber Vault in this mass mutation though, which is interesting. But this is
yeah.
I think at least a
Maybe
couple
I
of these
missed
pods
it.
are
Maybe I
ones.
missed it, but
This Dispod especially is one he's
Yeah.
run in several of his alliances so far, and yeah, so that should be an interesting matchup. I think a
Yeah.
lot's going to depend on what artifacts come down when,
It's
or just
all
if the Saurian gets going too fast.
all
for
about
sure
timing.
is.
Yeah.
All right, so we got our 7th
You got the other
matchup
Mark.
coming up. Hey, Mark and Mark, back-to-back Marks.
Not to be confused.
Mark versus Mark. We'll see his picture, but I think he won the Open. And Fakey. Mark versus Fakey.
Yep. So, like you said, Mark H, 2024 World Open Alliance Champion. As we said, if you're playing Alliance, especially in these bigger events, it means you're there because you want to, and you're like it's well. So, like again, Archon is sort of the like you do it because it's the kind of the standard thing. If you're playing Alliance, you really want to be playing Alliance, and so like any kind of achievement in that sphere is really big, and opening that or winning that Open is huge. So huge congrats to Mark on that one.
And before
Definitely
you
interested
move
to
on
see
to
how that.
Fakey, or I think look at the picture from Mark. I mean,
That
have
is a
you
good
have you
photo.
have you looked at that picture, like the photo, like?
Don't stare at it too long. it'll hurt you. No, so Mark is also, I think, professional photographer, and so this is,
yeah.
I think, one of his
He is, yes.
submissions for a competition or something I saw.
Yeah,
So
it's
pretty
amazing.
cool there.
Yeah.
And
Little
then we've got
sidetrack from Keyforge. Sorry.
Fakey, which I believe was one of the other. Was he also doing the Brio Lockett Worlds? Anyway, one of the other World Alliance top 4, up with Harmed and all of them, kind of this last year. Again, World Alliance top 4, huge achievement there in that field. So this should be a intense match.
Yes.
And we
And we
got these
got
lists.
some very different decks compared to your casual. Oh, hey, this is Brio Kaufs. No, we
Fakey's on
are
MLM. Yeah,
we are
good
seeing
call.
Mark going back to Coda. We got
Mhm.
a Battlefleet Key Abduction combo list again. Kind of
Notably,
similar.
also triple Battlefleet.
Also triple Battlefleet with the KA. You got triple Control the Week. A lot of options as well in the logos. Obviously, again, Library Access, Time Traveler, and Control the Week all came off the restricted list.
Yeah, Coda
At
is
the same
looking
time.
juicy,
So
honestly.
you get some pretty nasty lists that are coming out there, and Mark's is that's no shortage. On the side of Fakey, it looks, and let me double check because I actually haven't.
So Mark's name is the bear that abducts demons, and on the right side, Fakey is the hysterical purger.
Yep.
Because
So
your whole deck will be gone with the
Yep,
Morpheus,
so-
the Hysterias, the Exhumes, the Infernuses, the Bornit's Touch. Is there a Restringuntus in Fakey's list? I
no
don't
Guntus.
know.
No Guntus. Just
That was in the
classic Worlds Collide control.
I probably would have captured that.
Oh, and Fakey's list. Sorry.
Yeah. I probably would have seen that, but yeah, I could have slipped past me. Yeah.
Yeah.
The hysterical purger's no lie. No, your deck is going to be dwindling.
Deck gone.
Yeah, but it needs to go to the discard first, which is more likely with GR matchups than with Kota.
Yeah, that's
right.
Well,
so
be
that's one of the
very
things you can
now.
do with Worlds Alliance. We'll see that you could have gone the route of putting in things like Punctuated Equilibrium, which can actually force your opponent to have cards in the discard, but choosing to just stay more on the efficiency side in this one.
Yeah.
So,
which
I guess punctuated is still efficiency, but
I see a lot of variety in Archon. The final refrain, there was less variety than in Alliance. Honestly, I've seen so far. There's more sets. It's not just like one dominating. Maybe there's still more GR to come, but yeah, interesting decks so far. So let's move on to our number 8 match. which will complete the bottom left side of the bracket and the left side as a whole. Our Brazilian friend Rodion versus. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, oh.
Mm.
Well, so Rodion's gonna have an easy match.
Oh, buddy.
So who are these people?
Morgan, you want to take this one?
Yeah, so Rodion, one of our Brazilian contingent players here, was the Archon champion and the Alliance runner-up this past year. Unfortunately, I don't know as much about their Alliance play, but I'm pretty sure they're pretty active in NKFL, and they tend to bounce around in there too as well. On the other side, she's my teammate, and I think the achievements kind of speak for her level of play. Um, I believe with this past weekend, she's now the most, I guess, winningest like Vault Tour and Nationals champion ever.
Could be,
Um,
could very well
huge,
be.
huge alliance. I mean, you look at the achievements. You got Rochester Alliance champion last year. You got Germany Alliance national champion or Alliance Vault Tour champion. Canadian Nationals Alliance champion. Rochester Alliance champion this year. And this doesn't count like other various top eights too as well that she's made in Alliance. Insanely good player. Also coming up with some really unique brews and stuff, which you will see one
Yeah.
that I'm pretty hyped about.
So I wonder, Joni, how did you see the name of Rodion's deck already? Because I still had to transition. I'm
I
really
put it in
wondering.
the it
Oh,
was in
oh,
the
oh,
the
okay,
sheet.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay, okay.
So we got
Oh, you see the name right away, right? I see. Okay.
yeah. So we got Battlefleet Key Abduction combo making
Yep.
its return again. We got this one's notable because there's 4 Nepenthe seeds here, which is pretty interesting. Most notably, there's no library access. Oh, there is library access, but
There
there's
is
no
library
time
access, yeah.
traveler in this list. So omitting the time traveler to just run the LA. But this is all in, all gas, no brakes. We're going battle fleets. We're getting key abduction off as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And then on the other side here, this is it's got final refrain for the final refrain. It's pretty cool. I'm not going to spoil too many of the beans on this list, but this is a lockout deck. I want you all to find out what the lockout is, because it is cool. Obviously, double final refrain here, triple in here somewhere with a well of memory. And then you also have a Brick Nasty, but then also you have an Addlefish and a Hymn to Duma. So Hymn to Duma not Hymn to Duma, Duma the Returned, which notably, when destroyed, returns the top 3 cards of her discard pile to her hand. So some potential shenaniganery around that. But yeah,
It's gonna be crazy. It'll be interesting. I can't wait to see that thing
cool.
fire.
So while you guys were talking about trying to fix the bracket, and I almost messed up the whole thing, but I think we're still good.
You can always go back and watch the VOD, right?
I think we're still good because we're moving on to this.
Start over next week.
To this side. Yeah. Phew, okay, it's fixed. There's this bug in OBS apparently that when you Control Z, the whole screen goes black. I thought I lost everything.
Oh,
but hey,
that's
turns
terrifying.
out it's not the case. Phew, I was panicking. Okay. Right, so we wrapped up the left side. Now there's 16 players left. Let's go.
So, I mean, did we have most of the world's top 4 Alliance players already in that left bracket?
I do not know, to be honest. So we got Feroctor.
We had Harmed, Fakey, and
we'll have a good look at the bracket at the end.
Oh, sure. Maybe not quite then. Maybe it's half.
It's Real Pescao. Yeah, I totally butchered that name probably. It's our Spanish hero. And literally a hero because we went to the Spain Vault Tour with Donkey Forge, Harmed, and no, it was just Harmed and me, I think. Sorry. And Harmed won the Archon there, and I won the Sealed. And then in the Alliance, it was Isfet versus Repiscal, and they were desperate for a home victory. And Repiscal pulled it off, and the crowd went insane. They have such a great community there in Spain. Like there was this video screen of the stream while they were playing 2 meters to the left, or 6 or 12 feet. I don't even know. You guys do weird metrics. 2 meters it is, and they were going wild when he pulled off the win. So that was awesome to see. Um,
Yeah,
uh,
that was a very fun event to watch on the stream
Oh,
too.
yeah.
oh yeah, yeah.
Couldn't understand half of it, but it was fun.
And then Varoctor as well, also a notable NKFL player here, won the Korean National Alliance Championship last year. Unfortunately, I don't know what deck they won with, but yeah, you see they they have a pretty nasty lineup in.
Yeah, it's not the
NKFL.
deck they're bringing to this. I can tell you that.
Yeah,
Whatever they won
Because
with was
this
not
is
this.
what they're bringing: the Amassing Fiend
Yeah.
versus the Speedy Abduction.
So this is our first TOC deck we've seen, right? Which is
Yeah,
actually
yes,
like
true.
that's surprising to me.
It's
I kind of,
But look at
especially
what's
after
in
Worlds, I
this.
thought we would
Like,
see more of this.
look at what's
Oh, it's
in
only
this.
it's just 4
Here's some
masters.
Masters.
It's fine.
Yeah, there's some cards there. Yeah, good Quad Master here with a Katina Fiend. This is
So the
just
Katina Fiend, I think, is really interesting.
Yeah.
Because like most of the alliances you think of are
You're
going to be with
going
Thrall,
Thrall.
or
I
with
thi-
yeah, probably Thrall.
Yeah, I think Vroctor's. I guess I haven't talked with them, but I guess the idea was just go big board flood. So I think
So
a good
every
way of
turn make
flooding out
6
the
amber.
board is
Yeah.
being able to just reap out completely. Yeah,
Well, and
have
then
the
you have
Obsidian
the
Forge there
Obsidian
too
Forge, right?
to be able to pop and potentially get some value off that. Double Edi to potentially slow down some Battlefleet key abduction shenanigans on the other side.
I was the victim of Repiscal's deck in Spain Voltour, and I was also a victim of Isfet's alliance, which is no longer legal, but this one is. So I lost to the finalist and the winner. And this is some good old Coda stuff.
Old Coda, yeah.
Yeah.
Triple Battlefleet key abduction running the double Nep seed here. So very similar to the last list that we saw.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah,
no library access.
no
in this one, right?
no LA, no
Nope.
TT, but
Nope.
just still lots of efficiency. You got
I
the triple
think
mother, double lab.
if this was running into an Amber Skies with clip wings, it would have suffered a lot more. But now this matchup, yeah, Kota looks just so good, and Kota looks so nice in Alliance. When I was building these graphics, I was like, oh, nice. I wanted to put almost all of the cards from all houses in there because I'm like, yes, 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 yes. It's just so good. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, a lot of very cool matchup.
Yeah, I think that could be a tough one for the TOC,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
Yeah,
If you get the board big enough, fast enough, you could outrace it.
Yeah. Aviator.
Another one of those
Ancient
long-time
Bear
alliance
Republics.
competitors.
Versus. Oh, everybody stay calm.
Panic!
No need to
You
panic.
can't make me.
Aviator versus Panic.
Yeah, so Aviator, one of the ABR competitors, also one of those ones who's been running Alliance for basically since they came out, and doing very well in it. The 2023 National Alliance Champion in the US and 2024, and then a World Alliance runner-up. Again, before it was on the ban list, was running some nasty Heart of the Forest stuff, but very interested to see what he's bringing to the table here. And then we've got Panic, another US competitor, World Open top 4, and then Roseville VT top 4. Getting some wins off of the Dark Discovery. So lots of DT fans, it seems. I don't know if he's bringing DT this time or not, but lots of DT fans.
Would
in the
you want
Alliance
to find
here.
out?
I actually know, but not
It's
that
not
I
DT,
got it open on my side. But
yeah, so Aviator here is going with an Amber Skies deck. A little different than the other ones we've seen. We've seen a couple like Drake
it's so
control
terrifying.
decks, and we've also seen a Lockout too. This one plays a little differently. You may notice some house pits here. There is a Time Traveler with a Mars pit, but most notably, the Help from Future Self also has a Mars pit.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So looking to do stupid, crazy Mars shenanigans. You got Dr. X in here, intentional discharges to keep bouncing the time travelers, to replay the time travelers,
The
draw a
Martian
bunch
time
of cards.
traveler. It's it's
You know,
it's it's such
It's
I don't
insane.
know if it's the very best you can do, but it's just so good to look at and I think play with. And I think that's
yes,
if the restricted list ever gets even more tuned, we will see a lot more of these kind of things. And this
Yeah.
is what you want to see in Alliance. At least that's what I want to
yes,
see. Because this is
yeah.
something that's unique, right? Who has a time traveler with Mars and help from futures? Like who pulls that? Like that's
And
crazy.
to also mention here as well, this is an 18 card Mars pod. There's 4
18
cards in the
card.
logos. 4 cards in the logos have Mars pods. That's help from future
So
self, remote
50% of the
access.
deck is Mars. Or what?
Yes, yeah. So you also have the junk restoration and the parabyte are also both in Mars,
Yeah.
and
Which the
it's
junk restoration and the parabyte both let you filter out the stuff that is not Mars.
yes.
Because the parabyte has a discard bip on it.
I think there
The
was a
other
discussion going on the Alliance Corner podcast about how many house enhanced pips you could get. And I think
In
four might
Alliance, you
be.
can get a lot more.
I
four
think
is pretty
four
good.
is probably the max in one house that I have seen. So
Yeah.
if you then have half of your deck being Mars, that's pretty insane. And then in the other side we have the
We
Don't
have
Panic. It's only a
panic.
discovery.
Yeah, so this is like a dark discovery, kind of like tempo-y style list. You have a lot of recursion here. You got double in here somewhere, double echo fly. You have the Nepenthe seed. The dark discovery pod's actually pretty sick because in
Yeah.
addition to having the dark discovery, you also have double beam of forgetting. So if you can't find the 3 normal cards, you may have a dark discovery of fire. Most notably, and it's not pictured here, there is a Forgotten Guardian in this deck.
Oh, that purges stuff, doesn't it?
Forgotten Guardian, well, the scrap
Yeah.
effect on it
Oops.
will return a card from Purged into the deck.
Oh.
So this deck can Dark Discovery multiple times.
Yeah,
Dark
see,
Discovery usually purges afterwards, but this deck
that's
could kind of get
actually
around that.
that's so cool. Sorry, Panic, that I missed that. Like I said, I did not try to spend too much time on it because I didn't want to, go crazy and
Cool.
spoil everything.
Yeah.
But pretty cool list.
Yeah.
So
There's
yeah,
And I'm
also
sorry that I said that meant he liked DT. I forgot Dark Discovery was also in GR. So
it's also in GR.
yeah.
And yeah, there's also, a Mimicry 2 as well. Unfortunately, not
Ah,
much disruption on the side of Aviator, so not
cool.
a lot of there is a haunting deck that can potentially do work, but
Pretty cool.
that's
And like
yeah, not a lot of
the
good mimicry targets
disruption
there
of the
though.
Dark Discovery trio of cards is also nothing to be, just
okay.
disregarding. Yeah. Right? We
Cool
got
matchup though.
we got 12 players left, I think. I think we
Mm-hmm.
do. And of those 12, XKIX will face off against dun, 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 dun. Oh, Dave C. Dave
Ooh.
C. There we go.
All right. So XKIX, UK national champion. I'm assuming that's in Alliance.
Yes.
Doesn't say on there. Not a player I know a ton about, but really excited to see what they can bring to the table here. Again, the UK crowd I think is a little bit smaller, but oh, Kleba, oh, are you in the chat? Awesome. So good to see you.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
it's not that small. They just don't go out
is
into
it?
the world. There's 3 store
Okay.
championships, I think, even in the
Oh, awesome.
UK. So the UK is not so small. It's pretty solid. Yeah. Yeah. It's not huge, but it's
Very
very
passionate. Yeah.
passionate. Yeah.
I think that's the Keyforge Keyforge players.
Yeah.
Keyforge
There's
way.
not a ton of us, but we're passionate.
Yeah.
And
Indeed.
then we've got Dave C here, who again one of those reap-out players who's been very passionate about Alliance. Unfortunately, getting knocked out by some of his own teammates a couple times here. I have gotten to practice against a lot of his Alliance decks because he is one of my locals here. But yeah, just very very solid technical player. Always bringing some fun. Usually Worlds alliances. So
And
excited to
more
see what he's brought for this.
importantly, he likes bananas more than Kevin, but somehow he's the banana guy. Well,
Yeah.
So
And
here's
then
the lists.
yeah, so on the side of XKX, we have a pretty interesting Mars Rule 6 deck. Obviously, well, Mars Rule 6 is Dr. X, Iron X Rebel, and Zip the Implanter. So
Mhm.
the goal here, get as much amber as possible. But I'm not going to shy away from this Geistoid pod because this Geistoid is insane.
Oh yeah.
You have triple junk restoration, Winds of Death. Winds of Death now restricted, so no key abduction stuff can happen. But most notably, you have poltergeistoids with Island of Misfit Toys,
Yeah.
which is you can return that. Just keep going into the geistoid every single turn. As they so desire. Also, the Star Alliance is very good. You got double near future lens alongside a multi-dimensional rescue, which allows you to house cheat, which is pretty cool. On the side of Dave, we have a pretty cool. We got some
Where do you
classic.
find these pods, man? Seriously.
Yeah, that's the classic 5 Edai Worlds Collide pod that I always
Crusoe.
see. I see people play this pod all the time on TCO when I've played Alliance. But yeah, 5 Edis. You have
But not just 5
and not
Edis.
just that.
No,
You have
no.
you got
Neutron Shark.
Neutron Shark,
Zenzi.
Zenzi, reassembling automaton, like as well with the shark, Tau Tau vapors, a daughter.
Yeah.
Just this is efficiency incarnate.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
And then you
31
look at the
versus
Star
35.
Alliance. Yeah, the Star Alliance, you have triple stealth mode, double Kirby's, so able to play the Tau Taus and probably a couple of those punctuated equilibriums too, as well, off house. Yeah, the stealth modes being able to shut down actions for the turn. Very good card. This will be very interesting to see how this plays.
It will be.
Yeah, I don't. This is not. I think the kind of matchup Dave wants round one because there's so much creature value
True.
on
And the eddies get stolen,
XKX's side.
maybe. So you steal the eddies.
Eddies could get stolen,
and then your
but you
archive doesn't
can
get filled.
really shut down the Geistoid turns with the stealth mode. So I think it's really
Yeah.
gonna just depend on
Yeah.
probably what those punks are
True.
hitting or when the Mars gets found.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool matchup. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
one.
that'll be an exciting
Very
one.
cool. Very cool. All right. We're getting closer and closer to
10 players left.
So I'm gonna say Donkey Forge, my fellow Dutch player, hasn't popped up yet. Probably jinxing it again. And JDG is the first of the next two. Gee, I wonder what JDG will bring.
JDG has tried different things. He just really likes some things.
It's fat. Let me get that.
It is fat. All right.
There we go.
Wait, is this a rematch from Archon?
Oh, is it?
No. No,
No. They were on the opposite sides of the bracket, I think. Yeah.
They were.
JDG was on the
JDG
bottom
was
right.
against another more mass mutation deck.
But I think
it was mass mutation versus mass mutation.
In the final refrain, JDG was on the bottom right, I think, and he said it was on the top left. So
yeah, I'll have to go back and look at that though. Yeah. But anyways, we've got JDG, Sloppy Lab Worker, one of our Canadian champions over here, U.S. National Alliance runner-up, Canadian National Archon runner-up, and then Seattle Archon runner-up. JDG, one of those players that, especially in like the NKFL and stuff, just always been a very strong competitor. Very technical. Usually bringing some. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of unorthodox kind of lists coming out of him.
A
lot of lists that rely on like his style plays. Like I want my opponent to be as uncomfortable as possible with what I bring.
We got fans in the chat as well. Fans for JDG, yeah, Canada. JDG, yeah.
Also tries to rule of 6 the weirdest cards like that you would never think of.
Yes,
he has probably ruled of 6 more random cards than anyone in Keyforge.
So if there's fans for JDG, where is Isvet's fans? Come on, let me hear them. I'm a fan of Isvet.
We like me.
So yeah, very strong player. You see it with Ellie Mac in the picture. She's also in the tournament. So we had in Archon, we had 2 Lovebirds. We got in Lions, we got the same. They're not paired up against each other. They're on opposite side of the brackets. So who knows? Who knows, right? And what are they
I love this
bringing?
quote.
Yeah,
Got
indeed.
jealous
The
of this
Master
deck my
Mutations
opponent was
beer.
playing, and it was in that deck of mine. Yeah. How does this
Actually,
keep
a
happening
mirror
to
to the
JDG?
T.
Oh man.
Yeah, so as you can see, there's a some very very familiar looking artifacts on both sides of the board. On the JDD side, we have Eaton's Jar, we have Infernus, we have some Markadises. Um, I think I'm also seeing double as well because there's a Eaton's Jar, Markadis, and Infernus on Isfet's side. Um, but the most notable and logos you have Ultra Gravitron, but it's 1 versus 2.
Yeah.
But the Star Alliances are a little different. Well, you got Isfet
There's
going
no
more
Star Alliance like the Star Alliance.
Dark Amber Vault Quad Kirby. On JDG side, you have autoencoder triple Quixel.
It's so
And hold
funny.
the line.
It's so funny
And hold
because
the line.
in Archon the lists were so similar as well the first round, and now for JCG like the overlap
Oh
of
yeah.
these decks is like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
Notably, though, the artifact control sitting on Isfet's side. It is just harvest time, which is not like ideal because you're giving your opponent amber.
But
But
still,
especially with the
gone.
Eaton's jars. I mean, the Eaton's jar. What do you Eaton's jar in this matchup?
Harvest time, so you
Because
keep
you
your
both have all the
Quixel.
same cards.
Probably. I don't know.
You could hit the Quixel maybe, but you have to find it
Yeah.
before he's found one of his 3
Man, this is
or
gonna
harvest
be
time. And
such
then,
a
yeah.
such a fun matchup,
And then
honestly.
the
Yeah,
Infernuses too will be
Yeah.
really
So
interesting. Like
it's
when do you
the
play which?
death by inanimate
But
objects versus the gravitron's subjects. Um, let's see. Oh,
that would be
oh
fun.
man. So
Let's
Easy
see.
Glean says Petty bought deck at Worlds that he beat really, really strong logos, but was Papayanni's. Oh yeah, David Papayanni sold that to go to Worlds, didn't he?
Mm,
Right? In 2023, I'm not sure, but Easy Galena will help me out there for sure. Um, yeah, not a lot of players to go.
yeah, so I could see using a different pod in there because before the Dav was, I guess it was just restricted to 1, right? Is there still just 1 Dav in that list? You could put a
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
second in
just
there
a,
now.
just one dab at the moment.
Donuts Dad
Donut's dad.
versus Donkey Forge.
Jar the jar before they can jar the
Dawn
jar.
versus Dawn. Dawn.
Love it.
Oh,
Oh,
You jinxed
you
it.
did it.
I did it.
You
I
don't even need
predicted
the wheel. We
something.
could just have you say
Yeah,
who
yeah,
you think
yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
Okay,
be
so
and just put
Tom,
those
what's our next
together.
matchup as well?
Well, next match
We
is
just filled.
Sheep versus Sif. That's a natural one. Yeah, rigged. Okay.
All right. So we've got Donut's dad. I believe he's also on the ABR team. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Over there. So our first World Alliance champion. Donut's dad, also one of the nicest guys you'll ever play in Keyforge. There's a few of those floating around. He's super
They're
nice.
matched up against each other, honestly. Here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get knocked out by him in round 2 of Worlds that year because he had gotten knocked down to the losers bracket by Dave and then won all the way back to the championship and decided to knock me out before knock me out of the losers bracket before doing that. So very fun, but very well known for his Martian Generosity, Key Abduction, Double Sting, like crazy scary AOA deck. He is an AOA apologist, I believe. See what he's bringing here. But what about this other player?
Yeah, Donkey
You know anything
Forge.
about him?
The owner of Ass, which may be familiar to people watching this stream, and a very creative Alliance player. So he made Alliance top 8 at Worlds, Germany Alliance top 4, Dutch Nationals Alliance top 4. Proudest moment is the beating Froglegs DT Alliance in the Worlds at the playing game, and it was on stream. And the commentators were going like, "Oh well, Froglegs this, Froglegs blah blah blah," and all of a sudden, wait, what? What? It's done? What? And they had to go like, what just happened? Because like I said, a very creative player, and yeah,
I'd say he still brought a creative deck.
So it's the generous dad, like you mentioned, the Martian generosity, Sting, Americans
Yeah.
versus to infinity and beyond. Um, Yeah, where it's
I'm trying to remember if this Mars is different than what he actually ran in Worlds, because you could
This
still
is
have 2 key abductions back
and
then.
this is double. It was double gen key abduction, I believe.
Yeah, and this is
And
still that. Yeah, so
this is still
it's
double gen key abduction.
is it still
Yes,
double
going
gen?
back,
There's
it
only
is
one,
double
right?
gen. Yeah, 2
Really?
gens.
I missed
Yep.
that. Oh, whoopsies.
2 Gen KA. You have a Tixel Beam Buckler. That is a very notable card in this matchup because that
Yep.
does kill Bryo. It
It-
kills
well,
Cal.
it moves
Yeah.
it moves
It
Bryo.
moves
It
it.
moves
It
it,
moves it.
and then
And
you
then,
just you can
yeah.
play one of the other
Yeah.
cards. But yes, this is a very very notable
It is the Omnipus
card and
list.
inclusion in this
Yes.
matchup. On the side, obviously, he got Brig as well, double Sting, just getting as much amber as you can to get ready for that combo turn. On the side of
I mean,
Don,
and the double Merkins can be really
Double
fun.
double
Merkins.
Merkins,
Oh.
that can do some fun. Yeah. There's some fun stuff going on Don's side though. We have a Bryo Kaup list, but a different flavor of Bryo Kaup, I should say.
It's not.
Instead
It's
of
really
going
not
with
about the
Starlight,
BioCalp, but
it's not really about the Bryo Kaup. It's there's a little known card there called Tachyon Manifold, and then there's also a little known card as well called Poltergeistoids. And so it is a turns deck. Attempts to just take a couple turns in a row, maybe
a couple turns.
just a couple, nothing crazy.
Maybe the deck name suggests something on how many turns could potentially do.
2, so maybe 2 turns in a row.
Two Infinity and Beyond. So 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it makes
Yeah,
sense.
2.
Yeah,
2 turns.
all the
Surely.
turns. So interesting matchup again.
Yes.
So, yeah. But again, you said Donazad's one of the nicest persons you'll see, and same goes for Donkey Forge. He's lent his ass out, and I mean the deck, to all the Dutch players at
Not
one
just the
turn.
Dutch players now.
And not just the Dutch players, maybe.
But we'll get to that.
No,
So
it's just the Dutch players.
yeah, and we
I will
have.
not elaborate.
Let's see. So I said Sheik versus Sif here. Is that's what's happening now? Because that's Oh, keep going, keep going.
If this hits Sif,
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that'd be so
respin
perfect.
this whole thing. These poor guys.
It's actually rigged.
Yeah, sorry.
You did rig it. You did rig it.
Oh, what is going on?
Oh, these poor people.
I wonder
no.
if these players have played before.
Can't imagine where.
Okay, well, yeah. Yeah.
So on the left here, we have another Dutch versus American matchup. We have our favorite Dutch player, Dr. Sheep, known very well for obviously his Archon championships. We have San Antonio Vault Tour champion, Canadian National Archon champion, both done with Fraud. Also was the Canadian National Alliance champion in 23, running a Scholar spam deck. And on the other side, we have the number one favorite Dave beater. We have Sith here, San Antonio Vault Tour Alliance champion, was running kind of the supercharged version of his Archon deck Faith. And he really enjoys winning against Dave, if you can't tell.
Yeah. It's almost like it's more about beating Dave than winning this tournament. I don't know.
Notably,
yeah.
no mention of bananas.
No mention of
rebound
bananas.
player
No banana
doesn't really
mention,
know
that
what
is
this is
true.
about.
Do you draw
and,
2 cards, and if you go in action returns in the deck? I'm not sure if I get that specifically, but yeah, the decks.
So that's something out on the left side. There's key abductions and multiple of them.
That's
Why
not
is that?
legal. That's not legal.
There's an asterisk. This is ass. Dan has decided to run the Archon deck, Pastor, Ass Nimrod.
Yeah.
So known very well, was the final refrain champion in Archon, double key abduction, Winds of Death, Nepenthe Seed, just all in combo goodness. Very, very good deck. But then on the other side, we have a little Thrall action going here. Double a Master, double Forsaken.
Just one
We
Master,
have-
but double Forsaken.
Oh, it's one a Master? Okay.
Oh
Unlucky
yeah,
on the
that's wrong on there,
screenshot.
isn't it?
That is wrong. What the
What
heck,
what
Tom?
what did I
Who
do?
who would
Sorry,
do that?
what did I do? What
Uh,
did I mess up?
it's one. There's only a master in the list.
One
It's not
master
two.
double Forsaken, but
Yeah.
it's fine. You got the double
Yeah.
Forsaken on there. You've got some of the other important ones.
Are you
Double
guys
Arise.
sure that? Okay, yeah, must be.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
But
bad.
really notably, sorry, go ahead,
Desania.
Morgan.
There's a Desania in here.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say. But
Oh, you can go ahead and.
there's lots of notable things in this. The
Yes.
Soul Snatcher Obsidian Forge. So this is one of the ones that can actually kind of go almost infinite with the
Yeah.
thralls if it gets them going, while actually making amber. If you've ever played thralls before, it's very easy to keep the thralls going, but not get anywhere as far as amber generation. This deck is going to win fast if it gets those thralls going as
Yeah,
well.
the
So
Dysania is pretty disgusting, but you're tokenizing so much. So I think if you're sheep, you just bet on it being tokenized or not in hand, because you don't have a lot of time before your hand is gone. Like you don't have any cards. How
Yep.
does he have 2 WoW and 2K? Because it's an Archon deck, and then it's legal. So yeah.
I don't condone the alliance rules that Ghost Galaxy has put out in this matter. If they're going to
Yeah.
restrict more than what you can see in Archon, then but those are the current rules, and
Well,
so it is
yeah,
allowed
but
if you bring an Archon
so
deck.
there's a very interesting. I think like there's maybe 2 or 3 decks, Archon decks that could do well in Alliance. I think Ass is one of them. Bandola could do well, but I think it's a bit lesser because it doesn't key cheat.
Yeah.
And you've
Oh,
got
no,
Gyre.
it can't key
Yeah.
cheat in the Untamed.
But if you build off of Bandola, because Jervy and Winds of Death are in there, it's illegal. So you can't
Yep.
really run a copy of that. And then I think Gyrorado, which I think you can technically build, but it has the corner of the market lockout. So maybe
Yeah.
those 3 Archon decks could be. And I'm really curious to see what Dr. Sheep can do with the donkey ride, because that's what it's
Right.
called in this tournament. But Dysania is unfortunate, but you can work around that in Archon at least. But in Alliance, who knows?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Sith's deck also running the double neutron sharks, not super impactful in this
no,
matchup
not
because there's
really.
not
No.
the well, I mean you can hit it's
So, Tom, what's our next matchup
No,
before
I'm
we
done.
roll?
I'm done. I'm done now.
it's too late to be done. You
My
don't get
guess,
to choose that anymore.
Demont versus Chimera.
That
There's my
can
guess.
that can happen. That can happen.
I actually meant to say Philo versus Chimera.
Okay, right. Yeah, Philo. Yeah.
You're not the one who's rigging it, so we understand why.
That
you
is
might
true.
get
Yeah, I'm not rigging this.
Okay, there we go. Pamon.
Hey, I'm not
good
wrong
shot.
though. We have Chimera versus Demont, just not right now.
Just not right now. Just not right now. Okay. So, there you go.
All right. So I don't know some of these players quite as well. So Philo on the is that French?
Italian.
French? Oh
Italian,
my
sorry. I'm sorry. Listen.
No, it's colorblind mode on OBS. Yeah, no, it's Italian. Sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. I really don't mean to be as American as I sound sometimes. No, Philo's been around for a long time. Very, very skilled player. Again, one of those players who is in a lot of the different, NKFL and stuff like that, but also Keyforge Mania top 4, Florence VT Alliance champion, Sweden national champion top 4. A little bit of mix of different things there, but does have the VT Alliance championship. So definitely going to be bringing some good stuff there. And then we have, how do you pronounce this?
Yeah,
Doce?
I have no idea. I know apparently it's a Brazilian dish similar to a tamale, but with a sweet corn paste wrapped in corn husk. Being an
That sounds
educator,
good.
that sounds good. Yeah.
Wow. Is this where reading the card tells you about the card?
Yeah.
Explains the card? I was just sitting here looking at the word, trying to figure out what it was and
Yeah.
the description.
Yeah. It makes you hungry, right? It's like now, like 9:30 in the evening here, but New York pizza is still delivering, I think. So, no, all jokes aside, it's a Brazilian player, National Alliance. Was it top 8? I think maybe it was even
Yeah.
six. I thought I saw another achievement there.
Let me see.
I have a list of achievements, but I don't have it in front of me. But probably second place in Alliance. So it's top 8 for sure. But yeah, let's have a look at the lists. Yeah, Morgan.
Ooh. Yeah, so we got another Witch Queen deck, except this time it does have the OTK and the Untamed. So I'll start with the Geistwave. We got Double Boo, Well Memory, Winds of Death. Just kind of what you're expecting and wanting out of Geistwave in GR.
Yeah.
Uh, the Mars being able to cycle fast, you got like triple UFO and some other utility there. But the Witch Queen part is where the gas is. So we have Witch Queen, we have the Haunting Witch, we also have Kangafant, which allows for the Rule 6. And then we have a Chota Hazri coming in as one of the legacies brought in by
Hence the name,
Witch
the
Queen.
Witch's Meal.
The Witch's Meal. Yes. So multiple witches will probably attempt to do an OTK alongside the Haunting Witch. So very, very cool list.
And
Pomona.
a small correction for Pomona is the Alliance champion of Brazil. So thank you, Rodion, for putting that in chat. Yeah.
Thank you.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Morgan.
so we got just good Worlds Collide control stuff here. The second Quixel deck we have seen today, running Quixel Stone. We got Come Officer Kirby with Transporter Platform to keep bouncing stuff. Triple Infernus could cause some havoc with the discard pile, obviously mattering for Philo, wanting to keep some of those cards in discard to be able to Winds of Death them back. But yeah, Triple Infernus, not pictured here as well. There's an Exhume. There's Key to this, so an option to wipe the board if needed. And then on the logo side, we have a Neutron Shark. We just have good utility too. There's Edai, Igor. There's a Daughter. A couple Wild Wormholes too. So yeah, this is going to be a really cool matchup. I think it's going to really come down to when that Quixel Stone comes down, because Quixel Stone will completely negate any kind of just any
that's really
crazy
annoying. Is there any
flying around.
There is the Glimmer Spore.
There's a
Here's
Glimmer
a Spore.
Okay.
So there is.
But you have to play it, so.
Right, but the big thing is
Glimmer Spore is an action, right? Yeah.
So if you can do even 2 of those in Winds of Death by turn 2 or 3, like it's gonna be really hard for the MM deck to catch up after that, unless you can get that Quixel Stone stuck.
Cool.
I'm gonna predict one more matchup. I think it's gonna be the last
one.
Yeah,
I predicted this one.
Damat Chimera, maybe. Yeah. So the last one. I'm just gonna spin the wheel down. So just for fun, right? Which one? Because it does matter if you're first or second, maybe, because of the graphics, how they work. Other than that, it doesn't really matter. So who would be the opponent?
I wonder.
Oh,
my prediction was right.
Hey, look at that. All right.
Yeah. So Chimera, one of the Alliance Corner teammates here, one of the most recent Rochester players, actually made. It's not shown here, but was the runner-up this past Rochester Vault Tour in Alliance. Also, a couple very, very notable top 8s with the Rochester Vault Tour in Archon, and then was the top 8 in Alliance Worlds this past year too as well. And then on the other side, we got another very, very good, very green Italian player here, Damat. Was our Worlds Alliance champion last year, running Brio Kaup, but also a lot of very nice Premier League runner-ups and top 4s as well. As he says, he's the first to bring a Brio Kaup Lee. And we have some Retro Technician Lees, but a couple different flavors of Retro Tech. Yeah. Aaron, you want to take this away?
Yeah, so like you said, we got to see this one getting played at Rochester just this past weekend or 2 weekends ago.
One of those.
So this is Alliance using actually a named deck, Chimera Hammer,
Pretty cool.
Untamed Pod, which we've seen we've seen it compete in Archon as well. So it's one
Yeah.
of the known Witch Queen decks. It's a little bit of a trickier one because it doesn't have the Kangafant, but it does have something that a lot of people miss, which is the Way of the Porcupine. And so if your opponent has any creatures, you can throw the Way of the Porcupine on your
Which,
opponent's creature.
yeah, you should not miss, but yeah.
I mean, people have seen that by
Yeah.
now, I would assume.
Yes.
But it also has the Cease Forge along with lots of recursion and stuff to basically try and hold the game until you're ready to do that. And then because it has the Chota Hazri and it has the Reclaim by Nature, it can basically remove the Cease Forge and forge all 3 keys in one turn if you sort of have things set up that well. But it's
Yeah.
doing plenty of value stuff along the way there.
Yeah.
And then
The
Damat's
Bryokaup
deck.
World Champ winning deck.
Yeah.
It's still intact, which is a bit insane
Again,
if you're updating the restricted list and the World Champ is unaffected. Well, and as are 3 other
Yeah.
similar decks in the top 8. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so classic, just Bryo Calp, good stuff. Double Calp Bryo, triple Retro Technician Lee on the Star Alliance front. The Geistoid just full on utility here, double in here somewhere, double Boo, 1 Winds of Death, and then you have the Island of Misfit Toys too as well to just bring everything back, so it
Yeah.
can just sit in the Geistoid. Again, notably, Chimera has the Reclaimed by Nature, so some artifact control that could come down. But yeah, very, very interesting matchup. It's actually kind of a mirror of the Rochester finals too.
Yeah, I'm trying to see it. Not too many great ways of dealing with the Bryo. You do have like the Witch of the Spore.
Well, the Witch Queen also can kill them off too, so you can kill it in a
Oh
witch
yeah, because the
turn
poison.
because they
Yeah,
give
because they all come
poison
down
and
red.
skirmish.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that'll be a very interesting matchup.
Yes.
Excited to see that.
Right. So we are now. I'm trying to bring this things back um, to where we have the bracket in the full screen. We have not been on this screen yet. So if the audio is off or anything, let me know.
Start
And
You'll
screaming.
just be muted, but the rest of us will be.
Yeah.
exactly. I think we're all good. Um, but I need to figure this out how I can get this in the nicest way possible. Pull that down a bit more. Um, yeah, it'll have to do. It will
Great. Thanks,
have to
Captain.
do. Dun, 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 dun. It will have to do. Um, so we've got no. This will not do actually. I'm sorry. Let me just make it hopefully better for everyone. I'll make it bigger. Technical difficulties. Okay, there we go. So we've got Joni versus Snack, game 1. Then Ellie Mac, Random Joe, AKO Vargas, Arantalong SC Steel, Atsabat Harmed, Mark Changorlami, Mark H. Fakey, and Rodion Catmarrow. We have Atsabat Harmed, and who else was in the top 8 of Worlds for Alliance?
Cat Marrow,
Catmarrow as well. So
Fakey,
we got 4 of the top 8 in the bottom left of the
um,
last Worlds.
and then there's more up top too as well, I
And
believe. As well,
Ellie
Ellie
Mac.
Mac, Joe didn't make it
Wow,
up there, but yeah. So
that's
there's
rough.
5 of the top 8s on the left side of the bracket for
So this
Worlds.
this bottom left, based on stats from last year's Worlds, is kind of like you don't want to be there. Um, see, it's not that rigged for the Dutch players because Harmed is in there. See, it's not rigged at all. Um, yeah. And what we have on the right side, and let me just slide that. No, slide that over here. Yeah, the technology is hard. It's super
It
hard.
is.
It is, right? So we have, starting from the bottom this time, Damat, the world champion, Chimera, Philo Pamanhadoche, yeah,
Yeah, I think that's about right.
and Sheep versus Sith, Donuts that
We're
Donkey
sorry.
Forge. um, so yeah, also any side is terrible, right? Then we got Isfet JDG, the MM matchup. We got XKIX versus Dave C, Aviator Panic, and Feroctor Rapuscowl. Um, so yeah, that's pretty interesting. Um,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we will
very
make
exciting.
we will make better graphics soon to show you the bracket. Riku is working on it soon, I think, hopefully. We'll put that on the Discord. We'll put all the match comparisons. I can generate them after this. I have an Excel. I think it should be good. I'll put them all in the Discord, including all the match profile, the deck profiles. One thing I already did put together is the um, set spread. All the predictions have already been registered, and for the prediction game, you cannot vote on those anymore. I communicated that line; they're all in there, so this is not giving you any advantage as the. But you see, there's still a lot of GR, 11
Yeah,
of them. Then Coda with 5, Ember Skies with 4. Um,
worlds
then
collide there,
then we have 3 Worlds
and
Collides and 3
yeah,
Mass Mutations, 2 DTs, 2 TOCs, 1 AOA, and 1 WoW. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I mean, at a glance, it looks a lot like Archon, right? Just with the amount of GR compared to everything else. But already Coda is a lot more represented. But it's also just a wider spread than we saw for
it
Archon, right?
is.
Yep.
It
Archon, we
is.
had,
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
5 sets total in Archon?
Like the
And this one
volume
we
of
have,
the sets not GR is higher
Yes.
in and I think mainly the GR is so high because of the Brio Calp. So
one of the TOC is Thralls, and then one of them is Katina. Yeah, thanks, Rodion.
yeah, yeah, indeed. Yeah.
No Vaultmaster is interesting, but I think once Vaultmaster
Yeah.
25 gets going, I bet we start
Yeah,
seeing them
I
because
bet
VM
so
25
too.
Yeah.
looks
I bet so too.
it's got
Yeah,
nasty stuff.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Wow, wow. Very interesting matchups. Let's go back to this screen that we started on. I think we've
Yep.
come to the end of the stream. Hopefully, everyone is happy with their draws. Probably not.
Except for Sith and Sheep, because we know you won't be.
um, so no MOM representing. Well, Missile Officer Myers is Radat, so I think it
Well,
makes
and
and
Camaro's deck that she just won with had it, right? But
or does Atlantis mean more mass mutations? Okay, yeah, as I
oh, more
said it,
mutations.
more
Yeah.
mutation,
Yeah.
no more mutations. I think the pool of more mutations decks is so small that it's very tricky to get it. You would have to pretty much buy it from all over the world, probably. Um, yeah,
To
but
make something this competitive,
to make
especially
something,
since that well, and like some of those really important cards like Dark Amber Vault seems almost more rare in that set compared to normal mass
yeah,
mutation. Same with things like Eaton's Jar. So like to get some of those cards that are really
yeah,
impactful in
indeed,
Alliance would be
yeah.
tough.
Yeah, so Joni, house representation is also locked, and actually the top 8 is also locked. So you had to predict top 8 by pretty much virtue of the player and not the decks.
Yep.
So, but that's fine. It's not that much points yet, but in the future you'll be able to score more points. So those 3 that were in the Discord, the predictions, they're locked. I recorded all of them, and I hope I didn't make any mistakes, but to record them from the Discord, I don't know why we didn't change this last time because you need to copy all of the votes. You can only copy 20 at a time. Then both the names are coupled double. You need to, man, I'm all about automating stuff, but this was unautomatable, if that's even a word.
We just need to use
Yeah.
a different like polling app or something, I think.
Yeah,
Would
so
be
so for next time we're gonna try something different. But thanks for joining all. We have some work to do because we're gonna make some channels for the matchups. We're gonna do some information on the Discord to the players. I'm gonna put out some graphics that I still need to make. I'm gonna put out new predictions, and pretty much the rule for the predictions is that you can vote as long as the match hasn't started. And um,
Yes.
capturing those is also going to be challenging. So if you want your vote to be captured, put it in as soon as possible because I will start making a snapshot and I will keep updating them as we go. So it starts this week, right now. After this stream,
yep.
everything is live. We're going to try to at least have the media team give him at least some time. So try to schedule when someone is available The whole media team is in the channel as well, and most likely people want to prepare a little bit. So yeah, Joni, thank you very much. Also, thank you very much for joining.
Yeah.
Everyone that's going to be playing, thank you so much. Some closing words, starting with Morgan.
Again, thank you for having me here. I am really looking forward to seeing all these decks played, all these matches from, again, amazing players all around the world. I am really, really hyped for this. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm already super excited about some of the matchups we have in this round one, but really excited about the players that we have, and especially about the prizing and just the work that you, Tom, and Riku have put into this already. Just makes it's going to be awesome. So very, very excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens round one.
So good luck, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Thank you for the thank yous. And on to the first match. You'll hear from us in the Discord. All right. See you, everyone. Bye.
Take care, everybody.